Alright, hey guys, 2012 Jarrett here. This is episode 1 of, oh, what do they call it? Back to the drawing board, yeah. Kind of brain fart there. Anyway, uh, as you know, like I said today, it's the first episode, and, yeah. So, yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while, so pardon me if I'm, not as good at vlogging as I was when I was doing it. I don't know why I haven't had time to do any of them lately, drama club, school, that kind of stuff. So anyway, a lot of you might remember I did a coaster not too long ago called Turbine. It was a steampunk themed Maverick style Intamin Blitz. Well, to be honest, it wasn't my first attempt at a steampunk themed ride. It was actually my third. My first was an Intamin Giga, which would have been really cool. I had it like diving into a steam chamber, but I kind of had to scrap that one because you know how hard it is to create Giga coasters in RCT3. So I moved on, and what I was thinking is, whenever you see something that's supposed to be like steampunk, it's always like up in the air. Sorry, by the way, I'm sick, so my voice sounds a bit weird. So I was thinking, what if you could put it underground? I mean, there's geothermal energy, so that would make sense, right? So here's what I had. You're gonna see a POV here in a bit. Anyway, the idea of the ride is that it could be built in a natural cave. Sorry, I'm looking at it right now. Where there's like, different levels. Like, for instance, you're running along the floor of one chamber here, and then you go into another chamber, and you're way up high. Another thing was, whenever you ride an indoor coaster, it's almost always just one big mess of track, Premier Ride, spaghetti bowls. I wanted to do a coaster that was indoors, but had, like, different scenes. Like, there's this thing in this room, and then you go to the next room, and then there's this thing. So, here's what I came up with. This ride was gonna have, like, a backstory. The story was that you were, like, supposed to be... Well, you lived in a steampunk town. I forget exactly what I was going to call it, but I had a really cool name picked out for it. That actually been the name I used in the Turbine backstory. Sorry, hiccuped. Anyway, being underground and such, though, it's going to have its advantages, but at the same time, geothermal energy, it's going to have to be close to some sort of source of magma or other earth heat. So I was thinking, what if that, got out of control? And then I got the idea for the ride. So, the backstory is that you're escaping the town on some sort of steampunk-themed flying machine. The planes are going to be in the Q line, which is going to be heavily themed. Oh, sorry, I have an Altoid. Anyway, the Q line was going to be heavily themed and have a painting of one of these. It was going to be like wings that strapped to your back. And yeah, there's going to be like lots of magma and steampunk buildings being destroyed. So let's watch a POV. Okay, let's watch some off-ride footage now. Hold on, there's a glare on the computer screen. Let me close the blinds. That's a bit better. Anyway, so here we are. It's about to start back up again. I just keep my rides on test while I design them. And this is going to be like flying around the town. There are going to be buildings along the side. Then ultimately like a smokestack in the middle of it all. And then just a bit above this little thing right here, you're going to hit the floor, and that was going to be the town. You're going to be like flying up above it. And then you're going to enter some sort of hatch. This is all going to be cave, almost pitch black. You get on the drop. Whee! And then into a trench. This was probably going to be wrapped around like some sort of cliff with more buildings on it. Into a underground tunnel again. That's the really cool element. One of many cool elements. Hold on, let me pause. Anyway, this was going to be like a transition into another room. Thought it might be kind of cool to, you know, corkscrew on a flying coaster. That's sick. And in this room, you're going to be like in the city. It was going to be floated with magma, floating buildings. Right up here, there's going to be like a, you know, like a chimney or a smokestack or something that was shooting magma up at you. Of course, it wouldn't be real magma. And then right around here was, again, you were going to be coming really close to the magma, kind of like Manta. It might have had a spray effect. I considered having a viewing area over it so you could watch people shoot over the magma. Okay, let's go on a bit. Next few elements. And pretzel roll, stop. This was going to be like in some sort of cavernous rocky structure. I was going to have like a pipe going across part of it. It was going to have a collision effect. And then here's the pretzel loop. That was going to be over a part of town that hadn't yet been flooded but was in the process of it. There's going to be lava shooting it on the walls. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this. It's possibly going to have the ground raised just a little bit. And it was going to be like into an emergency hatch and then right back out of it. Let's go into the pretzel loop. Stop. This was pretty much Cheetah Hunt on a flying coaster. Looks really cool, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm sick. Anyway, the custom scenery set here is actually what made me cut the project. I was going to use JC Rice's lava tiles, but I couldn't find a working download, and that's the only thing you can use in this program to create realistic looking magma. I used nuclear fiss's particle effects just to make it a bit more realistic, but I didn't have the lava tiles. Still, it would have been kind of cool, though, to be flying face to face with all that lava. Might have been a few geysers in there, too. Let's go on. So it's going to be under the actual town part below the lift. There's supposed to be like an actual magma chamber. There's going to be, you know, lava falls all over the place. Hold on, let me rotate it. That turn right there you saw, it was really small, really intense. That was supposed to simulate pressure building up in there. And then that was supposed to be a pipe. I should have used a different one. And then the brake runs in there. I was thinking a switch track, but then I realized how are you going to get a station that close to the, you know, main track. So that's it for the day. Again, the reason I cut it is partially because I couldn't find the lava tiles, but mainly because you saw how hard it was for me to create steampunk stuff when I did Turbine. Imagine how hard it would have been to create underground steampunk stuff. So yeah. that's it for today's episode. Hope to see you back here tomorrow, and have a good day. By the way, stay tuned for a small sneak peek of what tomorrow's ride is going to look like. Bye.